everybody, and happy holidays. This is Julie with Beading, and I have a fun holiday project for you. It's really quite easy to do, and I think they're really pretty to wear. So this is my finished example. It's a pair of tassel earrings, and we're going to be making them using these nice green tassels, and then we got some pretty prestige olive beads, and you see how they just shimmer and shine. So we have a 9mm one in light cyan. We have a 7mm one in crystal golden shadow, and then we have the smallest, which is the 5mm in emerald. And I'm connecting them using some 24 gauge head pins, but you can use a different gauge if you like. And then I have a pretty gold-filled earring hook. So those are going to be our supplies. And then for our tools, you'll need 2 pairs of chain nose pliers right here. You'll need a cutter and either a round nose plier or a wire looping. I'm going to be using the wire looping. I just prefer it, but definitely go ahead and use a round nose if you like it for that. Okay, let's clear off some of our tools so we can start to build this. So here is our finished piece. Here are our supplies, and we are going to start by taking our cutter. So I like to take this is a head pin. Of course, it's got that little head on there, but you don't have to use it as a head pin. Head pins make great little lengths of wire. And so I'm just going to cut the head off of this head pin. If you have wire, feel free to use it. Cut yourself lengths that are about 2 inches long each, straighten it out, and you'll be good to go. But if you don't have wire, head pins are a good little trick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making our first wrapped wire loop. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our wire, and we're gonna grab it, about 1/3 of the way along, not quite, but almost. And we're gonna, if you have wire looping pliers, you're gonna just squeeze it and fold it, like so. Now we're gonna rotate this up and crisscross. So this is what you have. You have a little loop now. If you're using round nose pliers, you would just go ahead and make your loop the same way you normally would with round nose pliers. If you don't know how to do that, we have another video here on YouTube and then also at Beadaholic. So what we're going to do, we've got this little loop. What we want to do is open it up. So I'm just prying it open a little bit so that there's a bit of a gap right there. So into that gap, we're going to take our little tassel, which comes on a jump ring already, and we just slid it on there. Now we're going to go and pinch that loop shut again. So this is what we've got. And we're going to make a couple wraps. So here's 1. You can make 2, you can make 3, whatever you like. I like doing about 1.5, 2, just so you have a nice little coil right there. And then when you're sure it's secure and good, you're going to go trim your tail. So go ahead and trim your tail. And you'll want this to, sometimes these little bits of wire do fly off, so put them in a direction where you're not going to have them flying at you. It's always a little tip. And then I like to go in and pinch that tail into the coils so that it's not rough. Now I'm going to take my largest bead, which is the light cyan, and put it right on there. Now, right where the wire is exiting, I'm going to move up the wire just a hair so you can kind of see there's a little gap right there between the bead and my pliers, just a little one. And we're going to pinch it. If you are using these wire looping pliers, rotate up and crisscross again. And on this one, we're just going to now take our loop and pinch it with our pliers and make our little wraps. Okay, there we go. We got a good couple little wraps on there. And we're going to trim our tail again. And we're going to pinch our tail in and straighten up our loop. Okay. Now we're going to do this again. So now we're going to take another one of our head pins, remove that head, go about 1/3 of the way down again, and we're going to repeat that process. Okay, so we just did Same thing we did before with the first step of our last one, but now instead of that tassel being put on there, we're going to put on the wrapped wire loop of our large light cyan bead. So you just slip it on there. We're going to close it back up, do a couple wrappings. Okay. Trim our wire again. And you can hear that shoot off. So definitely shoot it away from you. Okay, pinch that in. And now we want our medium-sized bead, which is the crystal golden shadow. So we just put that on there. And we're gonna make a wrapped wire loop right above it. And fold over, crisscross. Now you can sometimes do the looping with this still in your pliers because it does grip it. I find for me though, I just find it much easier if I just grab that loop with my chain nose. And then I just feel like I have a little bit more space to work. It's a little easier to see what's happening. And wrap that a little bit better. Push that in and wrap. There we go. Trim the tail. And we're just working our way up. Okay. There we go. We push that tail in. Okay, last one with our smallest bead here. Same process. I think that these would make really lovely gifts and you can do them up pretty quickly, which is nice. Okay. And you'll get really quick at it too. If say you're making 4 or 5 of these as a gift, you will definitely get very quick at making these loops and doing these wraps. Okay, last bead. So you see how we are just building it from the base up. Okay, tucking that last tail. Okay, so now this is what we've got. So at this point, what you want to do is you just want to look at it, make sure it looks good. Okay, so I'm going to put that guy down. And now we need our earring hook. But before we put on our earring hook, I want you to note the orientation of the loop. So that loop is like that. So it's going to be sitting like this in your ear. So that means it will be connecting like this to that little loop. So let's see what this earring looks like when we hold it like that. Now I got lucky and mine is actually facing forward. If yours is not facing forward and you want your tassel not to be off to the side, but you want your tassel to be in the front, what you can do is you can grip, I'll show you right here without actually doing it because mine is facing the right way. You can grip both loops on either side of that last bead and you can actually rotate so that you have one facing one way and another facing another way. It's quite simple to do. It doesn't hurt the structure. It's not something you'd want to wiggle with repeatedly, but if you just need to make one quick change, it is pretty easy to do. Okay, so now I'm opening the loop at the base of my earring hook, sliding on my last wrapped wire loop, and now just closing this up, same as you would like a jump ring. It's just a very gentle opening. And we're done, and we finished our earring. So now we have a matched pair of these very sparkly Christmas holiday earrings that would be really fun to wear for the season. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, we have a ton of other Christmas holiday seasonal projects over at beadaholique.com, along with a lot of their videos. So fun to see how to make some of these projects. And then always check back with us for new ones. And if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. We have new videos all the time. Thanks, everyone.